Everyone else's?
Yeah, I'm good to go.
Yeah, I'm good.
Yep. I was just double checking one of my macros, and I'll edit it and be ready.
Well then, last place we left off, you were blowing out of Fun City on a motorcycle with a 16-year-old dwarf, and just having shot someone nearly right out of their car. That said, I don't think there's much more for me to add to the situation, except for what exactly do you do when you reach your meetup spot somewhere along Route 57, I think it was?
Yeah, I think we decided that we were going to pull over before we blew out of Fun City with a girl in Aaron's lap. So
In plain view.
Right.
Well, we didn't decide that.
We were talking about it.
We talked about that after the fact.
Yep.
Yeah, I think your meetup spot was outside Fun City, but that said, you did exchange phone numbers, and you can go ahead. I'm assuming you're still in Fun City. I just dropped the tokens wherever they fit. You can meet up in Fun City if you want to. You can meet up out. It's literally just having shot someone out the window and drove off. They the two people in the teal Rover stopped basically immediately. They weren't going to catch the woman on the bike, and they weren't going to bother with the Rover.
Well, once we're about a half mile or so away, which shouldn't take long at all, Twitch will say, hey, we should probably get her inside somewhere before we get tagged by the cops.
Agreed. Find a spot and we'll follow you in, like a back alley or something.
Twitch will try and find a back alley or something that has room for the party wagon.
Well, it's not exactly easy, but not difficult either. The thing happened so fast that it's likely you are having this conversation before anyone's even thought to call the police. Assuming that automated security hasn't picked it up, but even that's unlikely considering it all went down in just literally a matter of seconds. So finding an alley and putting her in the Rover, her unconscious body in the Rover, is not difficult. That said, it's a three-row car. You got the front two seats, you've got the middle row, and then you've got the back row, and then you've got the trunk space with whatever drones you had loaded into it. How exactly do you situate yourselves in the car, and what exactly does Twitch do with her bike? Does she ride it out, or does she stick it in the trunk? There is enough space for it if you want to.
I'm thinking ride it out. Probably keep a fair distance behind the party wagon. With the camera magnification on the front camera on the bike, it's better to be behind if she's going to scope.
Yeah, we could also, I doubt anyone's following us, but it could happen. We could take two different routes. I don't know if you want to split the party. I don't know.
No, I don't think so. Either of you have any physical restraints for, say, her wrist and ankles?
Yeah, I have, what's it called? That adhesive foam. Let me look at it.
All right. You have the adhesive foam.
Freeze foam.
What are you gonna do? Just wrap some cloth around her? God damn it, Aaron!
I want to make numbers 1 through 30.
You send those messages to yourself, dude.
How do I do that?
Click on the roll mode,
Roll.
and then click roll to yourself. And that'll make it so that your rolls are only broadcast to yourself, so you can test out all of your macros. But yeah, with the freeze foam, I don't think you can put that straight on some... I suppose you could, it just... I don't know whether it's harmful or anything.
I don't think so. I'm looking it up.
You also probably have at least a length of cord somewhere in your rope, somewhere in your car. So if you don't want to, freeze her hands solid and have to chisel them out later, if you need her to have her hands freeze for something, you can just tie her hands with some kind of rope.
Yeah, I'll just read you what it shows about freeze foam. Rope is easier too. It's only a 16-year-old girl, if I'm not loud. But freeze foam, the sticky white foam begins to harden almost immediately into a solid, dense consistency when released and exposed to air. Once hardened, the concretized foam restricts movement, though it does remain porous to reduce the risk of suffocation. It breaks down in a few hours. It's used by medical professionals to immobilize broken limbs. So I don't think it's harmful. And he also has the solvent. So we can use that, or we can just use rope that is probably in the car.
Don't suppose you have a jammer in your van either, on the off chance that she might be, say, I don't know, she might have a security tag in her or something. I don't know whether you're able to prohibit the broadcast of anything she might be giving out. I don't even know whether she is giving anything out, but she's the daughter of someone who might be employed by a mega corporation. Stands to reason that his family could be protected.
Yeah, that was an oversight. I don't have a jammer. I had one. I took it off, and I never put it back on. So that's a no. I don't have anything to jam signals currently.
Is there a way for you to check to see if she actually is tagged?
If you have a sniffer program.
I do. I have...
So do I.
Yeah, so either one of us. What's your role for that, Aaron?
Let's see.
Why not both of you? I'm just throwing that out there. It doesn't have to be an either-or function, to my understanding.
No, you're right.
But is that rolled with cracking?
It's hacker plus sniffer for intercept traffic, which, is that what we're looking for?
Actually, let me look it up real quick.
Sure thing. It could also possibly just be scan.
Maybe, and it might not just be the mega corporation itself who had tagged her either. I had mentioned this before in the IM about something that Truesayer suspects. Maybe the original Shadowrunning group, the person who had eyes on her on the airplane, actually slipped a stealth tag or something on her. I don't know.
Yeah, it's gonna be in a... electronic warfare plus sniffer, I believe.
Okay, that sounds right.
Well, let's give it a try then.
Yeah, I was just double checking what level my sniffer program was. I couldn't remember if it was 3 or 4.
Or, sorry. You actually use, to detect a node, one that is in a hidden is actually a scan software.
Okay, so scan plus electronic warfare.
Yes.
That's much better for me. And that's the base skill, not the skill plus the
Yes, that's
attribute.
just the skill itself.
Bam. That was a pretty good roll.
Wait a minute, what do you mean just the skill itself? You mean not with without the
It doesn't
the
have logic.
or it does not have logic added in? Okay.
Well, you're a fair bit closer, so you probably got the results first.
Neither of you find any hidden node on her.
Swell.
You do, however, find her comlink on her hip, and you can do with that what you like. It's hand controls only. It doesn't appear that she has it plugged in any way.
Coyote boats turn it off and keep it in case we need it to call someone or something.
Or at least set it to passive or hidden.
Well, that's what I meant. Yeah, I mean, set it to hidden.
Well, with hidden, people that are still registered as like friends and things like that can still call you.
Passive, they can't, right?
Yeah.
Just turned it off.
I mean, if you don't want to pick through any of your data, sure.
We could, I suppose, since there's an automated driving process with the van, Coyote could check it out if he wanted to.
You can also say you turn off the wireless signal or things like that too. Anything that would be, relatively reasonable like that. You can do standard hacker tricks to anything you can think of that can be stated easily in a sentence. You can manipulate the nodes like that.
Well, anyway, I mean, my thought was to keep it hidden in case we do get a call from them. I don't know. Keeping our options open, see if they try to contact us. I don't think they can track us using hidden, but maybe a hacker can. So turning it off is the safer option. What's Truthsayer doing, Grimith?
He's going to just keep sitting in the front passenger side of your vehicle, of Coyote's vehicle, as there is currently no one that he needs to magify. And besides, his head hurts right now.
Gotcha. In that case, probably what Coyote would do is he'd take the comlink out, he'd set it to hidden, and he'd toss it to Truthsayer, and then Coyote wants to try to see where his Optic X drone is and give it orders to find a building off 75 outside 57 and hide on top of a building until it can be collected later.
Are your drones normally slave to your comlink? Because if they're slave to it, they only accept commands from your comlink, meaning that someone hacking them has to go through your comlink first. Then you have to be within mutual range to do that. If they're not normally, then people can try to hack your drones directly.
Yeah, it's slave to my internal comm link.
Okay, then what's the signal on that?
The signal on my internal comm link is...
On your, the smaller one. I think the Optic X will have the smaller signal.
Right, I think it's 3, but let me double check. It might be 4. Yeah, signal 4.
Which correlates to how much range?
I think it was 10 kilometers. That's off the top of my head, though, so I might be incorrect.
Oh, what did you say it was? 3 or 4?
It was 4.
That's a kilometer.
Oh, it's just a kilometer, so I guess 5 is 10 kilometers. All right, so may or may not be out of range. I don't know how far we went. I mean, it's chasing us. It was chasing the teal thing. So I don't know how fast we were going, how far we went, that type of thing.
Well, I mean, the beautiful thing about 4th edition is that you can route through other devices.
Well, if it's set to be slave to his thing, then normally not. That said, you're within range. But with the routing through other devices, if your device is slave to your comm link, then you can't route through other devices, but no one can hack it either. If it's not slaved, then people can hack your device directly, and you can route. So it's one or the other.
That would be like people routing through other devices to try to hack your gun, Aaron.
I gotcha.
That's why you have it slaved to the comm link, so to try to avoid that.
That said,
Right.
you are within range.
Right, I figured that they want to get out of there as soon as possible, so he just doesn't want to have to come back into a gated community like Fun City to get that thing once the alert is out. So we tell it to go, like, it'll probably go where Karina's token is now, somewhere just there on 75, just out in the middle of nowhere.
Okay, and you can pick that up later.
Right, yeah, I'll come by and pick that up later, and that'll be something he'll have to do.
And are you guys doing this and talking like this while driving or not?
I would say that probably Coyote set the car to pilot its way to the destination while he was doing this, and then took control of the car when he was done. So he's probably driving at this point.
And Twitch is following from far enough behind as to be inconspicuous while doing active scans with her full sensor suite to make sure they're not being followed.
Okay, then I think I have one last question I have to ask. Is Karina's hands tied behind her back or in front of her?
Sure, this is the part where Crimson feels like, the wrong answer leads to death or something.
No, actually, I'm just thinking, what would...
Well, my question I would ask, and I suppose this will preempt Sean's query here, is what else does the girl have on her? Like, we finally managed to get her, and now that she's been transferred, we have an opportunity to look at her and the clothes she's wearing. Now would be the opportunity to see, like, she might not be tagged herself, and she might just have the comm link. Suppose I'm searching through her clothes and on her person to see whether I can note anything else that would be of I wouldn't say value so much as notice. Like, even if she's not awakened, this might be like, this is the secret crush toothpick. Only it's not a toothpick, it's a magical beacon. The Universal Brotherhood will save you or something, I don't know.
Well, go ahead and give me, I guess this would just be a normal perception?
My wound modifiers, they automatically factor in. Looks like I have 3 pew-pews.
Do you want me to check as well? Or Coyote's probably driving, not looking, so.
Well, if you're driving, you're probably not checking, but you can just go ahead and set the car on autopilot any time. It drives itself.
Right. I'll just, well, I'll check. What the heck.
I'm gonna blame that on the fact that my head hurts.
Well, let's see. She has a cybernetic hand, air comlink,
User
nothing-
disconnected from your channel.
Cybernetic hand, and Aaron was out. He's like, fuck it. Oh, good times.
Hey, man.
User joined your channel.
Welcome back.
It's good to be back.
Okay, cybernetic hand, her comlink, some looking at her neck and things, you do reveal she actually has a data jack. As for her clothes, they're not actually touristy. They're like the rest of her family. They look almost business-like. It's a suit. It's a fairly nice-looking suit. Nothing ridiculously high class, but nothing cheap either. It just strikes you as odd for her to be wearing something like that, especially on someone so young. You wonder if it's just sort of a family thing, wherever they come from. They're always in suits and things like that. Nothing exceptionally weird or things in her pocket, candy wrapper, things like that. Just random junk. Nothing important you can find.
I was just curious. Well, up to you on how you want to tie her.
Well, I mean, if he notices since he notices the robotic hand, he's going to probably use that. He has like rating 5 adhesive, and no, I'd have to look to see exactly what the rating means, but I think it's an opposed check if she tries to break it, all over her hands and feet.
So her feet too. Well, you better hope that you don't have long to walk with her, or someone's gonna have to be carrying her with that.
We'll have adhesive solvent as well, so if we need her to walk, it's just while we're shipping her there, in case she wakes up. I mean, I think Solve That works for it. It seems to indicate it does.
I think it takes a few minutes. I don't remember the exact time. That said, it's not like an hour or something, which is about how long it takes you to get to your destination. Anything else you want to do before you get to the place you're supposed to meet the Johnson?
Nothing in particular.
Not on my end either. My character feels too dizzy to immediately want to do something else, so you're just going to take it easy in the passenger seat.
Okay, that sounds good. Then that's what, Coyote's just driving, keeping his eye on the road, and keeping in contact with, is it Twitch or Vice that's your character, or am I getting him confused?
It's Twitch.
Okay, he's going to keep in contact with Twitch, just back and forth, like where he is, rather.
Then,
Or is it a she? Pardon me?
Then you're going to a new map.
Fantastic.
Twitch is a she.
Yeah, I thought so. It's one of those days for me. I apologize in advance.
He was interchanging our characters' names last week too. Truthsayer, the awesome woman. I'm like, what? Are you sure?
Yeah, there's a... I figured out Grimith is not playing a woman, so that's not a problem. I was just getting you confused with Jordan now. It's just, it's musical confusion for me, I guess.
Yeah, Vice is the urban brawl jersey wearing punchy man.
Right, so as was discussed, suppose not that long after our session, sort of an hour's worth of resting would be worth a body plus willpower extended test for stun damage, right?
Yep, and you do not take wound penalties to that.
I didn't think so. Let's see. Body 3, willpower 5. Four stun damage. Sweet. I am okay with this. That was a good nap. Alright. Yeah. I don't even take wound penalties anymore. Woo!
That was a good nap.
The better naps I've ever had on a shadow. Maybe it's the 20,000 million I'm thinking about.
Well, Karina seems to disagree with you on how good the nap was. She wakes up a few minutes before you guys manage to get to the warehouse. It takes you probably another minute or two to realize she's awake because she doesn't seem to have moved at all, although her eyes are very wide when you look back at her next.
That's certainly a thing. It's probably too late. I'm thinking about it. Nah, I was thinking about mind probing her. We're in a moving vehicle, though. That'd just be weird.
So, do you keep staring at her, or do you go back to looking out the window?
The character will keep looking at her. I mean, he's seen driving before. He hasn't seen his target a whole lot. It'd be rude not to pay attention to your guess. And you just have this, as a matter of fact, we'll even go crazy here. I'll shift to astral perception so that I can glower at her aura.